the bank transaction history records from RCBC alone, 41 million.
41 million. At most of those checks were forged according to the PNP. Ang tanong ngayon, bakit nakalusot?
That the question signatures appearing on the 6 RCBC checks bearing signature of Mr. Albin O. T. ay indication po that there are indications that they were not written by one and the same person.
Box, isang check, 1 million doon. Meron pa isang check at 16 million. Don't tell me, doon sa 16 million, hindi man lang kayo tumawag kay Mr. T.
Ay base po sa mga konsiderasyon at kasama po doon ang
Bullshit. 10,000 lang. Yung pa kaya 16 million, sabihin mo sa akin kasi ang daming check yung pumapasok. Huwag mo naman ako i-bullshit. Mr. Peralta, huwag ako. Meron at meron tao doon sa branch na yun na loko-loko. Na gumawa ng kalokohan. And that's what you have to find out. Huwag nyo na i-cover up.
Sir, napapailing po ako sa comment ng RCBC. The money were transferred to a certain bank account which is named Mighty Oaks Corporation. And Mighty Oaks is owned by Councilor Alvin T. and 4 of his siblings.
Malungkot siya. Ilang taon na ito. Nagmadalamhati siya. Tapos pangising-isi ka dyan. Heck, don't do that, please.
Pasensya na po.
Tungkol naman ito sa isang complainant ko. Andito ba yung complainant natin? Ito, Ma'am Gina T. Ikwento niyo po, Ma'am Gina, yung complaint niyo. And can you make it as brief as possible? Yung microphone po. May video pala. Napakita mo ito yung video. Meron na palang video tayo. Ba't walang sound? Comsec? Okay. Alisin niyo na muna. Ayusin mo ng sound. As per Ms. Gina T, nakapag-withdraw yung mga steps niya ng millions of pesos. How much to be exact, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Senator. If we compute the bank transaction history records from RCBC alone, 41 million.
41 million. At most of those checks were forged according to the PNP. Ang tanong ngayon, bakit nakalusot? At ang ini-insist palagi ng RCBC, right? Data.
Bank secrecy law.
Bank secrecy law. Nandito ba yung RCBC para kausapin niyo si
Sir,
Ms. Gina T?
sir, can I?
Go ahead po. Sige.
Good afternoon po, everyone. And before anything else, not only am I thankful, but I'm grateful to the chairman, Senator Raffy Tulfo, for making this happen. I didn't know that a family estate issue would turn into a national issue. I'm a very private person. It was not my intention to end up here, but I'm truly grateful to you, Senator. If you would see in the video that they will, I'm not sure if they intend to show it, but when I approached Senator Raffy, he was my last recourse. I was hopeless because it's been 3 years. I come here as a widowed spouse of my husband. Alam naman po natin ang estate law that when a deceased, if he has an estate, it's divided accordingly to his legitimes, to his legitimate heirs. So ako po, bilang his widowed legitimate spouse, and he has 5 children. We were not fortunate to have children. I had miscarriages. So he has 5 children from his first marriage. So he was legally annulled. I didn't know po that, syempre nung my husband died December 16 of 2021. And it's already 2025, and I think it's really, really unfair that up to now, the estate has not been distributed. Again, this is just supposed to be a family issue, but it has become now a national interest because when my husband died, I did not think naman po of doing my due diligence of taking care of the estate because I was grieving. But I didn't know that in the course of my grieving, I didn't know that money transfers were already being made by my stepchildren. And it's a good thing that a month after my husband died, I approached my lawyer in the person of Attorney Howard Calleja. I approached him and he was the one who encouraged me na, ayusin na natin to, di ba? Ako naman po, Senator, wala naman akong iniisip na may gagawin ng mga bata. Kasi we're a family supposedly. It's not a perfect family. But when I started doing my due diligence and sending official letters to RCBC and Metrobank, they were not cooperative at the onset. Metrobank, RCBC initially told me they cannot give me and provide the information because of the bank secrecy law. And my argument with them was, what are you keeping the secret from when I'm the legitimate spouse? Similarly, with Metrobank po, I also sent them a letter with the same tone, and they also told me the same. It's a bank secrecy law. As opposed to the stepchildren have full access to all the information of my husband's bank account. In fairness to RCBC, after some prodding, I was able to get hold of information from RCBC po. Kasi initially po, ang RCBC, ang binigay lang nila po sa akin is just a list of his bank accounts. So during that time when RCBC provided me in writing po ang list of bank accounts, the bank account of my husband had, RCBC alone, my husband has 7 peso accounts and $1 account. When RCBC gave me the list, it was just the account numbers, and that was it. Syempre po, as an heir, you need to know the value of the bank account, right? After some time, I was able to get hold from the head office of RCBC a copy of the amount. When I saw the amount, sir, I'm not sure if it's safe to share, but when I saw the amount, the balance of the 7 peso accounts, 6 figures lang po yun. And hindi po ako naniniwala na 6 figures lang yung balance ng asawa ko. Kasi that means mas marami pa akong pera sa kanya, which is impossible. My husband owns 3 companies in Surigao del Sur. We have 176 employees. So imposibleng 6 figures lang po yung balance ng account ng asawa ko from 6 accounts. Of 6 to 6 accounts. So finally, when I was able to get hold from RCBC of the real amount po, yun niya, hindi po ako makapaniwala. So they provided me, sir, with the bank transaction history records. And dun ko po nakita, which your office has a copy of, dun ko po nakita that there were transfers being made even after his death and even while my husband nakarata ospital at hindi pa po patay. My husband and I had COVID. My husband died from COVID. We were in the COVID ward. So obviously during the pandemic, no one is allowed in the COVID ward. So there is no way for the checks to be signed by my husband kasi COVID pa, naka-intubate pa siya. And nobody is allowed in the COVID ward. And then ang mas masakit po, Senator, as I mentioned to you during your show, was withdrawals were being made after his death. And alam naman po natin ng batas that pag may namatay na po, frozen na po ang mga assets.
Pero alam ba nung bangko, ma'am, na
Opo, kasi,
away na yung husband
yes,
niya?
sir, because they even sent flowers to our house during
okay,
the
so
way.
alam nila.
Opo.
Okay.
Opo. So,
Opo.
nagtataka po ako po walang access. Sila, hindi lang access yung mga stepchildren, pati fund transfers, which nakalagay naman po sa bank transaction history records. So, dumulog po ako sa programa niya, sir, because I tried, my lawyers tried to do everything that is legally possible, they reach out, tell the children, let's do everything amenable, pero the kids are not cooperative at all. We give credit to the lawyers of the stepchildren, but he's just the bearer of the news. Tagasunod lang naman siya. Ako, I give credit to the Calleja Law Office because they're very proactive. So,
and then meron tayo ditong letter from the PNP stating that ilan sa mga cheque ay forged.
Apo.
Okay. Tanungin natin mamaya sa PNP paano nila patunayan na forged yung mga checks na yan. For the meantime, I would like to talk to RCBC first Meron bang representative from the RCBC?
Dito po sila.
Okay.
Meron po, sir.
And sino yung unang gustong sumagot po doon sa mga katanungan ni Ms. Gina T?
Good afternoon, Senator. Good afternoon, everyone. Ang una pong tanong ay tungkol po dun sa pagkaalam po ng bangko tungkol sa death ng client natin.
No, habang nakaratay pa yung kanyang husband sa COVID ward na wala namang pinapayagan kahit na sinong pinaka-close relative, although dalawa silang nakaratay doon, bakit tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung bank transfer, tuloy-tuloy pa yung pagtanggap ng mga cheque na ma-encash? Why did it happen?
Senator, good afternoon po. With regards po dun sa mga cheque na pumasok noong sabi ni Ms. T na nakaratay si kliyente, is nung pumasok po ito, during that time, hindi naman po namin alam na kung anong katatayuan
Hindi nyo alam.
ng kliyente. So, kami po ay nagbase lamang doon sa cheque na pumapasok.
Right. So, do you have a way na para malaman kung yung signature ba ay forged o hindi?
Lahat po ng cheque na pumapasok sa bangko namin ay sinisili po yung mga image at mina-match po yung pirma doon sa pirma na meron po kami pinangahawakan na ginamit noong nagbukas
Okay.
na ako.
I would like to call the attention of the PNP na nag-issue nitong certification na forge yung mga checks. Identify yourself, Colonel.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. We have the question document examination on.
Ano muna ang title niyo po sa PNP at ano po yung expertise niyo?
Sir, I am the deputy director for operation, and also with us the person who conducted the examination and the chief of the question documents division, sir.
Pero meron bang expert sa inyo na nagtitingin sa mga signatures?
Yes, sir. We have, sir.
And who is that
also with
person?
this,
What's his name?
Eduardo Del Rosario, sir, our document examiner, and also the division chief of question documents, Inyo Pilinit Aguila, sir. So
Okay, hello. Matanong ko lang, anong expertise meron kayo para masabi nyo na kayo ay capable sa pag-examine ng isang signature at madetermina kung yun ba ay forged o hindi?
Sir, can we turn over to our question document examiner?
Yes po.
Yes, sir.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat, particularly po kay Senator. Ako po si Lainit Villapando Aguila, chief po ng Question Document Examination Division. So, mayroon po kaming mga qualification before maging a document examiner.
Okay.
So, first, our course po is a criminology. So, we are a criminologist, and we have attended some courses regarding the signature identification and examination. And I'm almost more or less 25 years as a document examiner po sa PNP Forensic Group.
Sounds good. Okay, so dito sa initial certification at meron kayo nilagay ng mga cheque rito, mga exhibit na sinasabi ninyong forge. So paano po nasabi na forge? Yung mga cheque na pinakita sa inyo ni Ms. Gina T.
Actually po, the findings that we give to that examination is an indication that the question signatures appearing on the 6 RCBC checks bearing signature of Mr. Albin O. T. ay indication po that there are indications that they were not written by one and the same person. Indication lang po yung binigay namin kasi photocopies po yung 6 RCBC checks na in-examine namin.
Photocopies
Opo, sir.
na ibinigay ng RCBC kay Ma'am Gina na ipinasa sa inyo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So RCBC, bakit photocopy? Bakit hindi cancel check mismo ang pinakita nyo kay Ma'am Gina? Di ba dapat may yung cancel check kasi doon makikita talaga mas malinaw yung pirma.
Senator, ngayon po kasi tayo po ay naka-image-based clearing na simula po noong 2017. So yun pong mga original checks ay hindi na po bumabalik sa bangko na nag-issue nito.
Saan pupunta yung canceled check?
Ito po ay naiiwan kung saan i-deposit yung cheque.
So, bakit hindi niyo pwedeng kunin ba yun para ipa-examine natin ulit?
Nung pong nalaman namin itong kaso na ito is nung pong sumulat ang inyong tanggapan.
Kaya nga, so ipakita niyo yung bagong cheque para examine ng expert natin sa PNP. Huwag niyo bigyan ng photocopy para wala na kayong pwede maibutas. So dapat yung expert ninyo, pati expert ng PNP, tingnan natin sino magaling sa inyo. I want the cancelled check. Ipapasabi na namin yung cancelled check.
I-request po natin ito sa bangko kung saan i-deposit yung check.
Yes, you must. You're from the main office, right?
Opo, Senator.
Good. Wala ba kayong tinatawag na threshold amount na pag na-reach yung amount na yon, you have to call the depositor kung sa kanya ba itong signature, itong inisyong cheque at kung i-go ba o hindi? Wala?
Senator, meron po kaming mga policies and procedures po sa mga ganyan.
Kaya nga. So in the case sa account ni Mr. T, ano yung policy niyo o threshold niyo sa cheque na natatanggap niyo from him na para ini-encash o pinapasok?
Senator, hindi ko po kasi pwedeng ang ating palisiyan ng bangko.
Okay, sige. Ayaw polisiyan ng bangko. Pero meron kayong policy na ganon in place. Nakita by the millions. Okay? Yung isang cheque, 1 million doon. Meron pa isang cheque at 16 million. Don't tell me, doon sa 16 million, hindi man lang kayo tumawag kay Mr. T. Para sabihin, Mr. T, itong cheque 101, i-go ba namin ito o hindi? Pag sinabi ni Mr. T, ngayon, ilalag nyo ngayon doon sa libro kung sino yung tumawag at anong oras, yung pagtawag ninyo at anong araw.
Your Honor, good afternoon. Ang bangko po ay meron pong mga internal policy para gawin po yan. Subalit po, sa dami po ng checking pumapasok sa amin, kailangan po namin mag-decide base po sa mga konsiderasyon at kasama po doon ang...
Sorry. No. Ako nga, hindi naman ako ganun kalaki ng pera ko. Pag meron ng cheque na inisyu ko 10,000, tinatawag ko ng bangko eh. 10,000 lang yung bangko tatawag sa akin. Mr. Tulpo, igugo ba namin itong check number na ito? 10,000 lang. Yung pa kaya 16 million, sabihin mo sa akin kasi ang daming check yung pumapasok. Huwag mo naman ako i-bullshit. Mr. Peralta, huwag ako. That's a lot of money. 16 million we're talking about. We're not talking about 16,000 pesos. 16 million, maalarma ka na. Dapat yung tao ninyo dyan sa bangko, yung manager, tatawag na. Teka muna, totoo ba ito? O baka ninakaw lang itong checking ito at pinorge? O ngayon, may tatawag, sir, o pwede pagtawag sa bahay, o nandiyan ba si Mr. T? Andito, paasa mo telepono, Mr. T. Okay ba itong checking ito? Ikaw bang pumirma ito? Ganun dapat. Pero paano nyo matawagan? Nasa COVID ward nga eh.
Senator, with all due respect, ang bangko po ay mayroong mga threshold nga po, sabi ko nga po kanina. Ito po ay sinusunod naman ng bangko. Subalit,
kaya nga kung sinunod, bakit kung tumawag sila dun sa may isang cheque na worth 16 million, bakit hindi tumawag?
may iba pong mga konsiderasyon, Your Honor.
Baka anong konsiderasyon?
Tulad po ng anong mga detalye ng nasa cheque, kailan po siya na-issue, kanino po ang payer ng cheque, at kung...
Sir, again, another bullshit. Regardless kung anong circumstances, regardless kung anong araw, regardless kung para kanino, etc., etc., pag sinabing you have to make a call because that's a policy dahil sa amount na yan ay malaki o na-reach na yung threshold, you have to make that phone call. Which you did not. Sabi ko sa akin, yung sa akin, 10,000 lang eh. Na sinulat kong cheque, tinatawagan na ako eh.
By record po kami, Senator Tulfo, na mayroon po kami mga ginawang pagtawag. Hindi ko lang po ma-confirm yung pinapakita
natin. Hindi,
sa
lahat ng cheque, tumawag kayo.
Sabi ko nga po, Your Honor, hindi po lahat.
Then you should have brought that with us today because alam mo, magkakahiring tayo tungkol dito. Then you should have brought it with us. Sabihin nila, itong checking ganito, tumawag kami kay Mr. T, ang tumawag si Maria. Itong checking number 2, tumawag kami, ang tumawag si Mario. Dapat meron na kayong ganong klase mga information because you know ahead of time na itong pag-uusapan natin. Kasi sa susunod, paupuin kita ulit dito, gigisahin kita ng 10 beses. Huwag kayo magsinungaling. Nalusutan kayo rito. Or, like I said in my radio program, I don't think it's a policy of RCBC na manloko ng tao as an institution. Malinis ang RCBC. I don't have any problem with the RCBC. Pero meron at meron tao doon sa branch na yun na loko-loko, na gumawa ng kalokohan. And that's what you have to find out. Huwag nyo na i-cover up. Admit your fault, mag-sorry, and then sibakin yun. Dapat sibakin.
Mr. Senator, good afternoon.
Yes, sir.
We will do the necessary process and the investigation to make sure that if there has been a breach of our policies, we will punish the persons involved. But at this point po, Mr. Senator, we don't have the full information on that.
Then you have to investigate because once na nakita nyo sa inyo investigation, talagang nagkamali yung tao,
Yes,
i-refund, ibalik yung pera.
Yes, we will, Senator. We will
Thank you.
have our own investigation. But the result of the investigation, I cannot preempt at this point.
Okay. Ma'am Gina, parang gusto niyo magsalita. Go ahead po, ma'am. Pakiayos nga.
Is it correct? Tama. Hello?
Natin.
Can I be heard?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, napapailing po ako sa comment ng RCBC. Katulad sinabi niyo, sir, they knew that there was a Senate hearing. They should have done their research. And it's been 3 years, Senator. It's been 3 years. Hindi po ako naging pabaya sa pagsulat ng reminder sa kanila. I've called them repeatedly. I've spoken to the manager in RCBC Tandag. They know yung aking lamentation. Alam nila yung reklamo ko. But it fell on deaf ears. No? Hindi nila ako iniintindi. So, kaya nga, dumulog po ako sa inyo because I saw naman the biases were geared towards the stepchildren. Okay. And
Because yung isa doon, politiko.
yung aki pong nireklamo sa programa nyo, kaya ko po siya, I'm not singling him out.
That's why I'm said, ma'am, sorry.
Councilor
Politiko,
po.
siguro, exactly.
He's a
Binibigyan ng
councilor
pabor
po.
dahil may connection.
Opo. Hindi ko siya sinisingle out because konsehal siya. Because he was the single point of contact when we were still in speaking terms, siya po ang single point of contact because lima silang magkapatid, ako lang mag-isa. So, sa akin, sir, kasi if you see the back of the checks, the money were transferred to a certain bank account which is named Mighty Oaks Corporation. And Mighty Oaks is owned by Councilor Alvin T. and 4 of his siblings. And wala po siyang, 5 lang po sila dyan sa incorporation na yan. Wala po yung pangalan ng asawa ko dyan sa bangko na yan na nasa Metrobank kasi kaya hindi ma-frozen yung account na yon. Kasi wala ang pangalan ng asawa ko dyan sa board of directors. We have SEC papers that we generated and Mighty Oaks is owned by Councilor Alvin T. and the 4 other children. That's where all the money went according to all the transaction history records of RCBC.
Sa katanungan RCBC, nalaman nyo na nag-passed away na yung husband ni Ma'am Gina, nagpadala pa pala kayo ng flowers. Okay? Now, after his death, bakit tuloy-tuloy pala yung pag-transfer ng pera out of his account?
Senator, sa record po ng aming bangko, ang knowledge of death po ng branch, ng Tandag branch is January 11, kung kailan po si Ma'am Gina ay nagpadala sa amin ng sulat na in-acknowledge po ng branch. Doon po yung date na kami naman po ay nag-act para i-put on hold yung accounts po ni deceased client natin.
January 11 na freeze yung account.
Yes, Senator.
Ma'am Gina?
Sir, the bank officers went to my house during the wake, aside from sending me flowers. Don't you think po na pumunta kayo sa bahay, don't you think po na dapat from then on, fini-freeze mo ng accounts?
Moto proprio na yan. So, alam niyo na palang patay, pumunta na pala sa bahay, sa wake, yung mga alipores niyo dyan sa branch, then automatically kinabukasan, after the visit sa wake, moto proprio,
Frozen.
sila na mismo gumawa ng freeze, pag-freeze ng account.
Ang
Mr.
wake,
Senator, sorry po, ma'am. Ma'am,
sorry,
go ahead.
can
Or
I
at
just
least
say?
talk to Ma'am Gina.
Pasensya na po.
No problem. My husband died December 16. His wake was from December 18 to December 26. Bumisita po ang mga officers
December 18,
up to December 26. Kasi
Yung wake,
December
okay.
26, dinala po namin, ako at si counselor, nung kami ay okay pa nung ni counselor, ako at si counselor at ang kanyang girlfriend, dinala po namin ang labi ng asawa ko sa Davao to have it cremated. And Davao is 5 hours away from Tandag City. Pero during the wake period, the officers of Tandag City went to our house. Kilala po ang pamilya ng asawa ko. So, posibleng walang may alam na patay ang asawa ko. And just to share with you, Senator, I spoke to, again, sinabi ko sa show nyo, I spoke to BDO again. Tinanong ko sa kanila, kailan nyo i-freeze ang account? Kailangan
may account ba kayo sa video, ma'am?
Opo, meron
Okay.
po. And sabi ng BDO, the moment we find out, even if there's no letter yet, we will freeze the account.
Automatic.
Oo.
Even without you informing them or telling them.
So, because
to do
alam
so.
na, and kaya nga sabi ng BDO, especially ma'am, kung kilala yung pamilya ng asawa nyo, alam naman ng lahat na namatay siya. He's well loved in our province. So, imposible po na gagamitan ako ng technical ng RCBC na January lang nila. Kasi sir, there were withdrawals up to after his death nga, di ba? Merong December 23 withdrawals, merong mid-January withdrawals. So, it's very unfair for RCBC to use technical terms sa akin.
Ayan, RCBC, nasaktan nyo lalo si Ma'am Gina.
Ma'am Gina.
Sir, do not ever fucking smile. Do not. This is serious matter. Malungkot siya, ilang taon na ito, nagmadalamhati siya, tapos pangising-isi ka dyan. Heck, don't do that, please.
Pasensya na po, Mr. Senator. And pasensya na rin, Madam Gina T. Ito pong mga informasyon ngayon nakakalat po lang namin after we received the invitation from the Senator. No? Sabi ko nga po, Mr. Senator, we will investigate kung talaga bang nagpadala ng flowers, kung talaga bang merong breach in the policy. Because sa sinasabi po ni Ms. Gina, ganun din po ang policy ng RCBC.
Bakit?
We put on hold the account once we get
Isa
money.
pa, kung meron kayong magandang policy, bakit pinaikot-ikot nyo siya? Bakit hindi nyo siya ini-entertain as an heir? Alam niyo naman na wife siya, magtatanong siya ng mga information tungkol sa account, binibigyan siya ng hard time, at later on, pumayag na rin magbigay ng information, pero bang account lang. I mean, talagang binibigyan siya ng hard time, so para may pinapaboran. Please don't laugh again, ha? Sige, pakisagot lang.
Mr. Senator, we will investigate that, as I said. But we have given Mrs. Gina T. the information that she rightfully deserves as a surviving spouse.
Account number lang binigay nyo.
Yun
Hindi
po
amount.
kasi ang balances, even transaction history po, nabigay po. In fact, kay Mrs. Gina T. lang po namin shinare yung information na yun.
Is it right, Ma'am Gina?
As I mentioned, I give credit naman to RCBC for being helpful, but I had to go to the main office. I had to find a connection to get those records. But the fact remains that the branch office in Tandag they were never cooperative at all. I wrote letters to them repeatedly. They were never cooperative.
The branch?
Yes po.
So again, let me repeat. In fairness, yung main office, cooperative naman daw. After na magpunta sa main office. Kasi sinasabi ko, RCBC itself as an institution, okay sila, wala tayong problema doon. Siguro doon sa branch at may mga tao doon sa branch na hindi gumagawa ng tama, hindi po nagpa-follow ng procedure. Yun dapat imbestigahan, find out, and then pag nakita nyo talaga may problema, may mali, then pagalitan yun, gumawa kayo ng parang isanction yung tao, sibakin ko kinakalan sa bucket, and then ibalik yung pera na na-withdraw.
Gagawin po
Especially
namin
kung-
yan, Mr. Senator.
Thank you, sir.
Gagawin po namin yan.
Ma'am Gina.
Sir, again, this is after the fact. So, 3 taon na po ang nakakaraan. I've been talking to RCBC since 2022. They know my lamentations. They know my reklamo. Alam nila katakot-takot na email, calls, ginawa ko. Kaya nga dumulog na ako sa inyo because Wala namang nangyayari. So, kung sasabihin sa akin ng RCBC ngayon, just because you're in front of them, na they will do their investigation and due diligence, for me, it's water under the bridge. Kailan na naman ito matatapos?
Ma'am, continuous to yung ano natin. Hindi naman ako ang ningas ko kundi dito sa Senado.
Yes,
Pag
sir, I
inimpisahan ko,
trust you.
tinatapos ko.
Sir, I trust you, but I
Thank
don't
you.
trust them. Sorry.
Ay, them. Okay, well, see, nakita nyo, RCBC, nasira yung trust niya sa bangko ninyo. Kasi hindi kayo maagap, hindi kayo mabilis umaksyon. Once na dapat may pumunta sa inyo para magreklamo, ma-action agad kayo. Ay, 3 years na pala siya pabalik-balik. Ang bagal ng aksyon ninyo, mas pinapaboran nyo pa yung mga anak. E-air din naman siya bilang isang legal wife. Widowed wife. O sana in-entertain nyo siya. But hindi. Pinabalik-balik nyo na, pinagod nyo lang siya. Until na nagsumbong siya rito, hindi pa sana kayo umaksyon. Dito hindi ako papayag. Paimbestigahan ko kayo. Patatawag ko yung Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas kung kinakailangan every week mag-hearing tayo rito. Sige, 1-2 sawa tayo. At pag nakita ko nagsinungaling kayo, ipapakontem ko kayo, may kulungan dyan sa baba, sa ilalim. Totoo. Marami na kami napakulong dyan, ng mga nagsinungaling, pinakontempt namin. Totoo yan, it will happen. Pasensyahan tayo.